Guys, what would you say if I told you I was planning on doing a video where I was going to ride all day touring on a cruiser? I think most of you guys would look at me and be like, yeah, that's kind of what they're made for. But what if I added low CC into the description of said cruiser? Well, this here is a 2025 CFMoto 450 CLC. It is a small, lightweight cruiser, and recently I did a video where I installed all of these mods on it and said this.
Now that I installed everything, this bike is very much giving like the perfect second motorcycle for like commuting into work. Now that I have all these mods on it, the next video you guys are gonna see on this motorcycle, I think I want to do like a commuter test or a long ride day. I want to go ride all day and see how this bike holds up. I want to use the bags and all that kind of stuff. See how the wind protection does. So all of these mods like inspired me to want to make a video on this bike, which is kind of silly.
And because I made that statement, we are here today to test out the CLC to see if it can handle an entire day of touring. Will the engine be able to keep up? Will I regret this decision when I can't feel my butt after 30 minutes? I don't know, and today we're gonna find out. Now, normally on these highway test videos, I kind of ride up to the mountains and I do a separate mountain video, but I just want to ride all day on this bike and really put it and my body to the test to see if you can tour on a small motorcycle. It also doesn't have cruise control, so we'll see how this goes. Now, also guys, before we get going, I kind of want to do a quick little rundown of the modifications that we put on the motorcycle in case you guys haven't seen that last video. A lot of it is safety related. We've got the guard up here, we've got the engine protection here, and we have that radiator guard. Next up, we have this small little windscreen. Not sure how much that's going to do, but we'll see. And then we have these bags. The bags and then the little compartment you use to like attach them, like the little racks here. Now, on top of that, you guys are going to notice I actually wired up a wireless quad lock adapter here. I did that so that my phone would be charged all day. And the cool thing is, you guys can see here on the side of the bike, it has a little USB, a regular USB and a USB-C. I just got a small little cable running straight into that, and that way my phone's gonna stay charged all day. So that's pretty cool. Later in the video, I'm gonna talk more about these bags, but basically the way I have it laid out, all of my camera stuff is in this one. This one is empty because we're gonna stop later on and get snacks. So that's what that one is for. I also have a full-sized like water thermos in here. It's absolutely insane. When I was packing it in the garage, I was like, how the hell am I fitting so much in these bags? So far, I love the bags. As long as they stay on, because there's lots of money and equipment in there. All right, guys, first step is we got to get to the highway because we're going to be doing a test of the fuel efficiency of this motorcycle. An actual test, not, scientific stuff that you read on a website or something like that. So let's head to the highway, get gas right before the highway, and kind of want to talk about what I'm going to be looking for in today's video. Also, in case we need this for this video, I don't know if we're being this scientific about it, but let's cycle the info. All right, so the odometer on this motorcycle currently has 216 miles. Looking forward to adding way more than that by the end of the day. I actually haven't routed the exact path we're going to be taking today, guys, so I don't know exactly how many miles we're going to be putting on this thing. I know we're going to ride on the highway a ways. We're going to get to some mountain fun roads. I'm going to have some fun riding around on the mountains. And then I'm going to ride a good ways back here. So I think it's going to add a pretty considerable amount of miles to the bike today. Now, a lot of you guys might be asking, Chase, why are you going to a gas station when you literally just passed two of them? But the way to calculate fuel economy is for yourself if you want to do it. You need to get gas before like you start your testing. I want my testing to be almost all highway. So I need to get gas as close to the highway as I possibly can. I need to make sure my tank is full. And then I need to ride the distance of the highway that I want to go. I'm also curious to see how far I can go on this tank. And then when I get off the highway, I go straight to a gas station and I see how many miles I went, and then I see how much gas it takes to fill back up. So basically how many gallons were used, and then you can use that to calculate your MPG. So that's what we're going to be doing as part of this kind of commuter highway test. Other things I'm going to be looking for. One, we're going to be going highway speeds a lot of the day today, and a 450 engine, a parallel twin like this, shouldn't have a problem keeping speed on the highway. But how comfortable is the engine going to be? Is it going to be rattling me to hell? You know, I don't have cruise control, but I'm going to have the throttle opened a lot of the day. So is my throttle hand going to get tired just sitting with the bike open? These are all things I'm not sure about. You know, wind resistance, because we only have this tiny little windscreen. We have all types of stuff. How is the seat going to handle my butt being in it all day long? These are all kind of things I'm going to be looking for throughout the day. And, you know, we've got a couple tests that we're going to put the bike through as well. So I think it'll be pretty interesting to find this out. This is actually, I've done this testing before on other motorcycles. This is the first time I'm going to be doing it on a bike this small. Or I guess I've done it on the 450 SS, and that was a sport bike. So that one was rough. I'm hoping to God this one's better than that one was. So guys, so far riding around the city to get to the gas station here before the highway, I gotta say, this little CLC is just so nice to kind of whip around town. I will say, having all of my Camry gear on the left side and basically an empty side on the other bag, I can notice the weight is a little off, but I'm going to throw that off with the imbalance of the bags. By the way, this is the first time I've ridden the bike since I did all of these mods, so I haven't really experienced this bike with all the stuff on it yet. But even with that weight misbalanced, it still is so nimble, and I really love CFMoto's 450 parallel twin. It's so punchy and fun and light that it's just ideal for a city setting. So what we're gonna do now is there should be a BP gas station up here on the left. We are gonna go to that gas station, and then there's basically a instant like jump onto the highway, and we'll be on the highway when we can start testing things. So let's get to this gas station. Let's fuel up. It looks like we've got close to a full tank, but we'll just top off just to make sure we have that full tank, and we'll get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. So far in the city, I really love this thing. But yeah, I would honestly pick this bike over a bigger cruiser for the city without a doubt. It's just so easy and nimble to just jump around traffic. It's kind of ideal if you're looking for something with kind of like mid controls or forward controls, I guess. You know, forward controls will be up here. So yeah, these are more mid controls. But it's just a comfortable body position to be in to ride around town. All right, let's top her up. All right, weren't really able to put much in it. Right at, so we put in 0.882 gallons, so almost got a gallon in it. So yeah, this thing was already pretty full, but now at least we know we have topped it all the way off. All right, now guys, before we get going, one thing I do want to do is I got to reset the trip so we can keep up with everything. All right, so if we hit enter, settings, trip reset, we're going to reset trip 2. Reset trip 2, yes. So trip 1 is going to be our total trip for the entire ride. Trip 2 is going to be for our gas reference. All right, so if we cycle through these real quick, you guys can see trip 2 is 0 miles. It has no info for trip 2, so we'll be able to check out a lot of data from that trip. It says our range is 150 miles, which is nice, and then our odometer is 226. So that's where we are right now. Now we're gonna get on the highway and see how it goes. And we have to be careful about our 360 camera, for it's a little out there on us today. right, so guys, we're just now on the highway, but I did want to note, I'm looking at our active MPGs and it's telling me 75 miles per gallon as of right now. So that'll be interesting to test later on when we do the math on what actually miles per gallon we're getting. Alrighty guys, we're coming to the end of the highway section. So far, the throttle's been relatively light. Hasn't really been a problem just keeping my hand on the throttle here. Now, my trip says that our MPG should be at 70-ish, like low 70s per gallon. So we're gonna pull off on this racetrack right here because the highway keeps going a little bit, but it gets a little mountainy. So I want like a pure highway MPG. So we're gonna see what it is, and we will be able to test if the computers know everything or if AI is a lie. I'm just kidding. This motorcycle has no AI in it, so no AI fear mongering in this video. Comfort wise, I gotta say, man, I'm pretty happy with how this thing felt being on the highway for a little while. I'm not going to really judge the seat yet, because the seat I want to know after an entire day. But after a quick little highway jaunt, the engine just eats the highway up. I'm so impressed with this thing for being a 450cc, and it's got no problem just holding highway speed for what feels like forever. Handlebars are in a good position. My feet and legs are super comfortable, so I've got no problem so far spending a while on this bike. Well, after the end of the day, talk to me then. But all right, let's see how many miles. We haven't gone as many miles as I thought. So we're looking for trip 2. All right, guys. So for trip 2, as you can see, we've got 28.8 miles we've gone, and that's all highway. We average 60 miles an hour, and it says 74.3 MPG, so we're gonna find out. All right, that's the gas at the same level as it was earlier, 0.48 of a gallon. All right, 4.88 gallons. Now we get to do math. All right, so guys, after doing the math, the real world fuel economy for the highway on this bike for what we just did averages out to be 58 miles per gallon. The difference is pretty considerable, 14 miles per gallon difference from what the computer says to what the actual math laid out to. So there you go, that's real world highway testing. So the next thing I want to do is test the storage capacity of these bags. Now to do that, we're going to need to go to a different place. So guys, I installed these bags when I was doing all the install for the other parts on the bike, and so far today, they've been fantastic. I've packed this one full with all my camera gear, and this one's got a few things in it, but I've left a decent amount of space because I want to see if I can get enough stuff to get a snack to take onto the mountains. Now, we've got a little more highway to go before we get there, but this is the last kind of real town where I can stop at a grocery store and get something. So I thought it would be fun to see how much I can pack into this bag. Then we can take that up to the mountains and maybe have lunch at an overlook or something like that. I think it'd be kind of neat. So I'm going to run in here, grab something to eat real quick, and we'll see how easily we can fit them into the bags. Guys, y'all would have thought that I parked in literally the most hot parking spot ever. When I got there, there were no cars around me. And then when I come back out with all the groceries, like, I'm surrounded by cars, so I just pulled the bike over here. I'm gonna admit, I went a little overzealous with the groceries because I wanted to put this thing to the test and see how much I could fit in here. And now that I'm seeing it, I'm a little worried, guys. Also, I will note, having used these bags a lot today, there's one thing I don't like about these bags, and it's this bottom little clip piece. I wish it was just one of those clips that pops in, because it's very finicky. Or maybe this side's the good side. Nope, it's that one. This little edge keeps getting caught in this area, and it keeps being hard to open, so that's a little frustrating. Okay, guys, look. This is the size water thermos I have in here already. So that's able to sit upright like that. Brought a little mini tripod, so we'll put that in the corner. We'll see if we can fit this stuff in. Okay, I might crush my own chip, so this is a sacrifice I'm willing to make for you guys. God, I hope that bag doesn't bust. Come on! Made it. I got them to fit. Granted, I have my baby tripod that I still haven't done. Okay, so the bag fits. So this side is now all food. There's nothing but food in this side. And I've got to see if I can fit that baby tripod on the other side. Oh yeah, dude, I got this. Boom, that goes there. Baby tripod. God, dude, we have so much stuff with us right now. Oh my God. Bro, no problem at all. A huge lunch plus camera gear? I'm impressed, honestly. I did not expect all that to fit. Okay, so at this point, we're good. And I get to finish this ride up into the mountains where we're gonna have lunch. So I'm now going to see, the bike is, I would consider the bike fully loaded weight-wise now. So I'm interested to see what the agility of the bike is, especially given the more aggressive kind of side-to-side turns and stuff that we're gonna be taking. So let's get on the bike, let's head up north, and let's see how she handles, man. Based on my mini map, I've got about an hour and 20 minute, around an hour and 15 minute ride ahead of us. Should be putting us there to good time. Man, just coming out of there, I can already tell the added weight on the back of the bike. To be fair, the bike does feel a little more stable now that I'm overloaded on both sides. But you can for sure feel the added weight. This is a smaller motorcycle, so it doesn't take a lot of weight to really throw off what you had working, but I can definitely tell it. So there you go. If you have a 450 CLC and you want it to feel like a bigger, heavier motorcycle, just buy the saddlebags and fill them with stuff. Well guys, we can kiss civilization goodbye, because from here on it's nothing but backcountry roads and tiny towns, which means it gets fun now. Guys, I am very clear that this is not what this video is about, but running this bike up Blood Mountain, bro, I am shocked at how fun this little cruiser is on really technical roads. Like, I did not expect to have that good of a time going up that mountain, but holy crap, that was awesome. So we're still headed to Brasstown Bald for our lunch spot. So far, comfort-wise, my butt's okay. I mean, it's not the most crazy comfortable seat, but it's done a pretty good job. I'm coming right over the 4-hour mark that I've been riding today, and I've got no problems on the seat at all. I will say my lower back's getting a little tired, because especially on the highway, you know, you're upright, a lot of wind coming at you, and I eventually figured out that I've got to slightly lean forward to kind of counteract that wind. You know, I can feel the wind about at the top of my chest, so it would kind of push you back on the highway, but it was actually nice going up the mountain because I was being a little more aggressive and I was a little more forward on the bike, and it actually kind of helped stretch my lower back out, so that ended up being really nice. Also, the ground clearance that this bike has is so much farther than you would expect. I kept pushing the bike over farther and farther in the turns, and I was like, bro, when the heck am I gonna scrape this thing? Now, yes, I eventually scraped. I eventually found that location, but it was way farther over than I really expected it to be. Is that a literal tractor on the road? Yes. And this is where we are, my friends. You come to the hills of Georgia, and you have a dude on his lawnmower just chugging down the run a highway. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. So far, so good, but we'll see how it ends up being at Brasstown Bald. God, what a gorgeous day. Look at the hills. I call them mountains. My friends in the West do not. It's okay. They're gorgeous regardless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright, Brasstown Ball, baby. You know, I didn't even think about this, but we're about to go through a serious engine test because this is the road that leads up to this like mountaintop thing. And this road, you guys will never be able to tell in the action camera video, but it gets very steep. And smaller engine motorcycles actually have a hard time getting up this. So we'll see how the 450 CLC does. I'm trying to remember how the SS did, but I know this road gets sketchy. It's super tight, super angled, and super sheer drop-offs. Oh, my ears just popped. Oh no, that's how high we are. Yeah, look at these like tight turns. It actually helps having such a small, nimble bike. Anytime I've come up this road on like a bigger bike, it's a little daunting. Uh-oh, we might need to pop into second. Third's too high. Look at this, dude. I'm going up right now. And then it hits a U-ey. Oh, this road's a trip, dude. Terrifying, but it's a trip. What was that? Okay. Oh, we're still climbing. We're still climbing. Oh, the CLC got no problems with that, man. Ah, such a cool engine. I love this 450 parallel twin, dude. Fee area. Read instructions carefully. Hey, we made it. We made it to the top. Sick. Warning, rattlesnakes? Holy shit. Note to self, rattlesnakes are a thing. Bro, what a trip on the CLC. I am still in shock how good of a job this bike just did. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set the cameras up, I'm gonna eat my lunch, and then we're gonna film the rest of this video, and then I'll go up to the store, pay for my little entry, and then head out of here.
So guys, with being in such a beautiful location, I kind of feel like I need to end the video now because this has been awesome. I've been on the road for 5 hours today, and I am shocked at how good of a job in doing a full day of touring the CFMoto 450 CLC did.
My back feels okay. My lower back was hurting a little bit, but like I told you guys, once I did that little mountain pass and leaned forward some, started feeling fine. My butt's okay. The bike is fun and nimble, and honestly, loading stuff in the bags helps the weight of the motorcycle. It weighs it down more. It makes it more stable on the highway. Like, I kind of expected the bike to be a little better than 450 SS, but that is a whole different ball game. Like, I can honestly say, if you wanted to get a cruiser motorcycle and do touring, but you didn't want something big and heavy, bro, get the CLC, put the bags on it, and you are great. Today has been incredibly enjoyable. I am just getting over the fact that how awesome today has been, and I still get to ride all the way home, so I'm still stoked. So yeah, guys, all in all, fantastic little touring cruiser if you guys are in that kind of market. I'm gonna go eat all my little stuff, and then I'm gonna head home. Today's been awesome. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you like motorcycle content, and let me know. Would you guys go tour on a 450cc cruiser? Pretty neat. Okay. Bone apple tea.
Guys, I'm entirely silly. I realized that I'm not home yet, so you guys can't know how many total miles we put on the bike. So I'm going to time lapse all the cameras on the way home. Also, before I get going, I do need to go to the front area and pay my entrance fee. Yes, I did come in here, have my little lunch, and now I'm going to pay. I treated this place like a restaurant. So yeah, let me go get paid up and get out of here, and I'll time lapse on the way home. And then I'll show you guys how many total miles we put on it. Goodbye, little lunch spot. You were fun. You were very fun. All right, my friends, we made it back. Let's talk final numbers. First up, we ran the range all the way down. The range is reading nothing now, which is hilarious, but that tank lasted for a while. I never filled up after that one time where I topped it up to check the fueling. That's been the whole tank all day, so that's pretty impressive. For trip 2, we did a total of 169 miles, or 169.3 miles. That was in total for today. And then the odometer now reads a staggering 395 miles. Overall, I call that an awesome success for this little bike. I will note, the last 30 minutes, I was doing that thing where I'm like sitting on one cheek and then scooting over and sitting on the other cheek. Butt started getting numb at the last, like, I don't know, 30 minutes of the ride. But I think I was out for around 7 hours today. Or no, 8. 8 hours today. So I feel like that's pretty good for sitting for that many hours. Anyways, those are your updates. Overall, phenomenal little bike. Is the suspension fantastic? No. It's a little soft. I wish it was a little harder. But for the stuff I did today, so impressed with this motorcycle. Okay, that's the end of the video.